The story keeps going on, and it gets better. January through March, it was chaotic. It was horrible, not something I want to relive ever again. I was trying to hold together all these projects that I was working on. I wanted to hold together the business, the podcast, everything that I was trying to do. And God was trying to Spartan kick it out of my life.
This is Sparta!
As a believer in God, I have attempted my very, very best to try and discern what God's will was and just follow it as closely as I can. But that also means that I have failed over and over and over and over again whenever my flesh comes into play. Over my lifetime, I've had many different roles, whether it's an actual job or just volunteer work, but most of them have involved students. I've always had a burning passion to make sure students don't make the same stupid mistakes that I did, because there was a lot of them. Still are a lot of them. So many. After I started taking the steps of shutting down the business, my immediate thought was, okay, God, what now? I was really confused. He had brought me to an Abraham situation where my Isaac was out on the altar and I was raising my knife and I kept waiting, all right, can you stop me, God? Please stop me, please stop me, please stop me, please stop me. And now my business is dead. Okay. And now what do I do, God? You led me to kill the one thing that I was so freaking excited to work with you on. What could be better than this? Well, let me tell you about Brian. For many of you, you won't know where this is unless you live in Southeast Iowa. And even if you live in Southeast Iowa, you probably don't know where Brighton is. The amount of people in this town is between 300 and 600. I don't have an exact number or something remotely close to what it actually is, because every time I've done research on this place, all the things online and the censuses that have been taken are always vastly different from one another. I don't know how many people are there, but that is not the point. The point is Brighton is hurting. A majority of the people that I have spoken to in Brighton are just hopeless. All they can talk about is how excited they are to get out of that town. Back in December of 2024, I met with one of the pastors out there. Him and about 12 other volunteers all over the age of 50 were trying to reach the students and help them, when in reality none of the students wanted to go hang out with some elderly people. So I agreed. I went out to Brighton and I just started hanging out in the church basement. I brought out Legos, tech deck, we played poker and ate pizza, and little by little, students just started to show up. Here's the part I can't get over. God is always doing abundantly more than we can ever think to ask. Here's just a couple of big things that happened back to back. First, I prayed for a building to be made available so we could get out of the church basement and more students would feel more welcomed. Pretty soon after that, an apartment opened up right in the middle of town, and now we have a community center called The Hub. Pretty soon after that happened, I started to feel the tug in my heart that I should be moving out to Brighton. So I prayed for a location relatively close to The Hub. An apartment will soon be finished with renovations here within a month or so. And did I mention that the apartment is right next door to the community center? Literally 10 steps away from where I want to be serving within the community. How cool is that? What a God thing. Lastly, I prayed for a way for me to be financially supported as I move out to Brighton, start operating the Hub and its ministries. That's when God gave me the craziest piece of the puzzle.